What's up, y'all? It's Coffee back at it. And I always want to see the legacy artists win. Let me know if you do as well. Like Biggie's son, Jadakiss' son, who's pretty dope, as well as Biggie's son, and one of the greatest, most, I don't even want to say underrated because people recognize his skill, but he just gets left out of so many conversations, like the GOAT convos and all that. Big Pun, man. R.I.P. to Big Pun, man. T.S. would have been living on in a whole nother way still to this day, I believe, if he was still here. But his son can flow. You know what I mean? You see so much of his pops in him, in his like rhymes, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And I came across this post, man. It was lit the way he dealt with some haters. Let's check it out.
Big Pun is rolling in his grave right now, seeing how goofy his son has become. Jesus. I'm Chris, this is Retaliatory Tuesdays, where I go over some of the hate that I get, because I get a lot of it. Normally I will respond to a comment like this by saying something like, my nuts are rolling on your chin, by saying how goofy your throat has become. Jesus.
Yo, his pop used to roast haters as well and talk greasy, and I don't know. So I like this Retaliatory Tuesdays, dealing with the hate. But then he flips it around into a positive as well. But he really tries to get psychological here. I like this.
But not this time. I decided that I'm going to really try to understand where this guy's coming from. Why does he think my father is rolling in his grave? My father is cremated. His ashes, similar to how his chin turned into ash when it came in contact with the heat of my nuts.
Yo, y'all heard that? That's crazy too, right? Because, you're going to see he theorizes that this dude must have been a fan of his pops. And so many of us hip hop fans are, I believe. I don't know. Like I said, it's so weird. Let's talk about that too in the comment section, y'all. It's so weird the way Pun gets left out of these discussions, because when I was just pondering in my head, like, dude must have been a fan of his pops. And then I was going on to say, I don't think anyone who really heard Pun's music like that dislikes him, right? I feel like everyone recognizes his skill. It's just, why does he get left out in the way in which he does in a lot of these combos? Because I've heard a lot of people, fans as well, second that motion whenever I bring it up. But so comment about that. But yeah, like he's like, yo, let's figure out what's up with this guy. Why is he doing this? And he continues to roast him. I love this whole concept, man.
Went to his page, though, a few things stood out to me. He emphasizes in a few places that he's here for motivation, for love, for people pursuing their dreams, for going after it. And I also noticed that he's not...
You seen he did the cool thing, being the bigger person. He blocked dude's pick out and just put a clown emoji over it. So shout out to him there, for even though he's exposing the fluckery here, he's being the bigger man, right? But dude just posts, if you've seen it, just memes, or not memes, like quotes, motivational posts with 32 followers, which not like followers mean everything, but you know what I mean? When you're going to sit here and try to tell a man that his father is rolling in his grave, that's the thing I forgot. I got stuck on, yo, why does he get left out? Everyone likes Pun that I always interact with as far as hip hop fans. I forgot to mention how silly this guy looks being a fan of Big Pun and not knowing that he was cremated when making such a foul comment. Like, your pops is rolling in his grave, which again, he's cremated, but that's some cold-ish to say right there. You know what I mean? Like, we know Pun didn't play around. He come back from the other side and go upside your head with the quickness.
Following me. So let's paint the scenario. This man who's not following me must have had my post pop up on his page. A post of me just being myself. He must have been a fan of my father and then took it upon himself to use the finite amount of time that he has in his life to sit down in his home on his lifestyle, motivation, and love page and comment something hateful. Something that I think he genuinely wanted to hurt me. But the only thing that hurt was the back of my nuts when it collided with his chin. It takes the smallest of minds to see someone living their life and try to tear them down based on your own preconceptions, to try to fill their life with hate from them just trying to live theirs. The smallest of people do this. I feel nothing for...
So he's proceeding to roast him once again, and just, I love the take, like you're simple minded. You must hate yourself more or less. I'm building that off of what Pun's son said here, and not like I'm some big internet cat or whatever, right? But I've had some success here and there. We go through low points or whatever. So with that being said, everyone make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video and all that. And yo, for people who really been following Pun's son closely, let me know what you think about his career, and if you think we're gonna see him like blow up. Why do none of the legacy artists really blow up like that? You know what I mean? Because like I said, I think all, like Kiss's son, Big Son, Pun's son, all super dope, super talented. You know what I mean? Like following in their father's footsteps. Do they get blackballed out the game, or what is it? I want to know. So comment that below. But yeah, back to what I was saying, like when I lay commentary out and stuff, I don't just try to ish on people, man. You know what I mean? Not that it matters if I do, right? Because that's the thing about this blogosphere ish. Anyone out there, whether someone disses something you do or whatever, it is what it is. People generally want to laugh on here or whatever, which was another great thing about what he did when roasting the guy. You know what I mean? He had some jokes there. But yeah, man. I only typically go in on people when they're super foul individuals, like this guy mentioning his deceased father, being a fan, not even knowing that he's cremated, saying some off the wall ish like that, and then posing as some kind of motivational, positivity based individual who's really just a troll. Like that's the thing too with trolling nowadays. Is that what this is? Was that guy trolling on top of trolling? Trying to, because I've seen people talk ish before, and then I go to their page and it's like, yo, I'm a stone cold troll. You tap in if you ever seen people like that. They exist out there heavy. But I don't know, was this guy trolling on top of trolling by like posing as some kind of motivational, I got love, I'm a positive guy, and he just goes around ishing on people, or what? What do you think?
But pity and a slight chafing in my nuts. If I'm going to point out hate, I have to point out love, though. And we're going to do twice as much love. Two comments that I saw that made me feel great were these. From a good friend of mine, Tracy G, and an expert orator herself, this comment meant a lot. Quote, I love hearing from you. Your voice ain't limited to rap. You're an orator. More of these, please, with captions a bit higher. Hee hee. Love for you always, my guy. And as you can see, the captions are a bit higher from my last post, so I take constructive criticism, and thank you so much, Tracy. This next comment here, I don't think he meant for it to be as poetic as it is, but he said your mind is a wonderful place. That made me feel really good. That made me feel like that's the type of energy I want to move with. Like my mind itself, the vessel for my soul and who I am, is a wonderful place to be. And that's how I feel. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed Retaliatory Tuesday. I hope the hater gets my nuts off his chin. And I hope the love that's being spreads abundantly. And also to you. Stay glorious.
So that was a pretty cool concept. Like I said, the way he addressed the flunkery and then brought it into positivity at the end and laid out some jokes, but then also it was like, really, let's try to figure this guy out. Why do people do the ish they do? What's really going on with him? I don't know. I thought that was dope all around. And like I was telling y'all before, I love hip hop music. Obviously, anyone that flux with me or you've been around, you know this. You know what I mean? And again, Big Pun, truly one of the greats, not underrated, well respected, but just left out of those conversations, as I stated before. So, but his son, I've seen him rip it. I've seen, you know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and act like I followed him so closely, but I'm about to start following him more closely now. I'm intrigued to see, all the different kind of content he's doing, and if he will be able to push on and bust through, pause into the upper echelon of the game. But regardless, if he's making a living life, loving life, hey, that's dope. You know what I mean? Regardless, but I want to see him win. We've without diving too much into negativity, we've seen things about You know what I mean? The family in some tough circumstances and stuff like that, and the drama with Fat Joe. And I don't know, Fat Joe tried to say at one point in time, like, the mother, and again, I don't want to get too negative on this one, but I am intrigued to see what everyone thinks about it. You know what I mean? In regards to it all, if you believe there's any truth to that, just the bad blood between, the negative energy between Fat Joe and Pun's family, stops him from helping his son get on. But then it's like, wow, we just seen some things bust through in a news cycle the other day about Fat Joe facing some serious allegations, and it didn't just seem like people trolling or reaching to me. It seemed like some other ish. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I did a video on it and all that, man. But yeah, I want to see Chris Rivers win. What say you? Let's talk about everything in the comments. Subscribe. It's Jay Coffee, talking music, news, sports, current events, and all that, everything. We talk too many topics over here, as I always point out. I know it's much to my detriment, but I don't know. It's how I do. So peace and God bless.